Good morning, Southwest family. Ricky here with Hope for Today. It's just no secret that a lot of us are going through a lot of pain and fear and tumult right now in our lives. In fact, one thing that's common amongst all of us here in this nation is that we're going through something. As the coronavirus threat continues to loom and we have this uncertainty that has shrouded our lives, a lot of us are feeling pain and suffering. And I don't know about you, but when I'm feeling pain and suffering, I'm kind of saying to God, how long are you going to allow this to go on? In fact, that's the biggest question we have when we're going through tough times, is how long do we have to navigate this storm in our lives? You know, our world is just so used to something called instant gratification that we've lost our sense of what it means to have eternal perspective. We live in a microwave world, but I've learned in my 43 years that we're serving a crock pot God. We live in a microwave world. Everything we want, we can usually get right away. We can order something on Amazon and have it on our doorstep the next morning. We can Google some information and have it within seconds. And sometimes when we're going through pain, we also want to microwave that thing in Amazon Prime, our deliverance, and get it there by the next morning. But God doesn't work that way. God's timetable is not our timetable, but the good news is that He's promised that while we're riding through the storm, He will give us peace. And that the good news is that on the other side of my pain, on the other side of my suffering, there's always a promise of God's peace and favor in my life. In fact, one verse says it this way in 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 10. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to His eternal glory in Christ, will Himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. What does this mean? It means that no matter what it is you're going through right now, believer, God has promised that in the end, this will turn out for your good. Whether in this life or the next, God says, I'm coming for you. I care about you, and I'm going to bring you through what you're going through. There was a boy several years ago, 17 years old, who went through a terrible accident. And the accident messed up his body so much that he literally spent 13 years of his life in and out of a hospital. He went to his pastor, and his pastor said, "Do you think that it is fair?" Guess what this Christian boy said to his pastor? He said, "God will make it up to me in eternity." It was the idea that my eternal perspective as to what God is going to do in my life tomorrow is more important than my right now perspective to the suffering He's entrusted for my life. So no matter who you are and what you're going through, hear the good news of the gospel. After you've suffered a little while, God has promised He'll confirm you. He'll strengthen you. It's a microwave world. He's a crock pot God. But I don't know about you. Food from a crock pot is way more delicious than anything I ever had out of a microwave. And in so many ways, that's God's promise in what you're going through in your life right now. That's hope for today. See you next time.